No, but if it's bubbling over, yes.
Enough, okay,
Yeah, we'll do.
thank you. Good morning, Patrick.
Mhm.
Good morning. I unmuted, but do you want me to mute as we're going through so there's not background?
Yeah, that'd be preferred, Patrick. Yeah, just for right now. Yeah, I just want to come let you in first and say hello and appreciate you being here. And yeah, throughout the sharing as we're going through, we'll stay on mute, and then we'll only come off whenever the individual shares are happening.
Sounds wonderful. It's lovely to see each of you today.
Yes, thank you for coming. It's so awesome to be with you in this prayer today. Thank you.
Yes, and I hope to be with you in person before very long.
Yes,
I'll
that
go
was
ahead and mute so that I'm not disrupting what's going on, but I'm present and I intend to stay the whole time.
thank you. Mm.
Fantastic.
Thank you. Right. I feel like we should let everybody else in. Are you guys good
Yeah,
with that?
yeah, that's good.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Yeah.
In progress.
Oops.
Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining. Thanks for being here.
Good morning.
Good morning, Taylor.
Mhm.
Good morning, Melody. Hey, Rick. Good to see you. Welcome, Anita, Lisa. Thanks for being here. Yeah, we'll get started in just a few minutes. We're just going to let some people trickle in, but really appreciate you taking the time here to be here as a part of this gathering. Welcome, Blue Horse.
Hi, everybody.
Lucas, welcome. Elena, welcome from Brazil. Thank you. And thank you for sharing where you're coming from. I'm going to put a couple of questions in the chat that we would love to be able to understand where people are joining from. And you can feel free to answer as many of the questions as you feel called to. But it's essentially, what's your name? Where on earth are you joining us from? What's your ancestry and your regions or your nations that your family comes from? If there's a language that you prefer to communicate in, or any specially unique languages that you have, and maybe what's something that you're grateful for today. So you can feel free to answer all of them or just a couple of the questions, but just a way for us to continue to, get to know who's here and who we have the honor of joining in circle with for this prayer and this time of togetherness.
If anybody's kind of newer to Zoom, also, there's a chat button you can push if you're on like a desktop. I'm not quite sure how it works on the iPhone, but and that will pop up the chat screen, and that would be where you would type your answers and see what everybody else is sharing as well. Welcome, everybody.
Yeah, I just want to say welcome, Kabir, Marsha, Mai, and Gustavo, Anastasia. Hey, welcome. Laura, glad you can join us today. Welcome. Cohen, Nike, welcome. Juan Gabriel, good to see you.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah. Feel free, if you want to say hello with your voice, feel free to do so. Alicia, Mariana, welcome. Okay, we got Alicia joining in. She's her ancestries from Siberia, Russia. Speaks Russian and English, currently residing in California. Beautiful. Kirsten with Scottish and American in the Appalachian Mountains, or Appalachian.
I'll use my voice and say hello to everyone from sunny San Diego. Great to see so many beautiful faces that I know and hold dear in my heart, and those of you that are new, also in my heart already, just really full already from our time that hasn't even started yet. So just great to see everybody. Thank you.
All right, welcome. Thank you. All right, we have Melody joining from traditional Shasta, Wintu territory, Seneca, Cherokee, Potawatomi, Celtic, English, Cherokee, German, Swiss, German, French, and enjoying the sunrise over Mount Shasta. Beautiful. We're grateful to have Patrick McCullum here, international peacemaker, Irish and Ponca, speaks English and a little bit of Spanish there. And he's running a project to save the Amazon and help unite all indigenous peoples to help their voice towards saving humanity and Mother Earth. Beautiful, Patrick. Thank you. So for those of you that are just joining, there's a few questions here that we posted to be able to get to understand and know you better. Your name, where on earth are you joining from, your ancestry, your preferred languages, and what you're grateful for today. And just a reminder, you can answer all of them or just a few of them. But what it's doing here is just giving us an understanding as a part of Earth Peoples United, and also just being here present. Your family history, your medicine, the beauty in which you carry from the region that you're at now. And we love to just be able to have deeper relations together and understanding who we have here and who we're coming into relation with here. So really grateful to have all of you here on this beautiful day. And so while we're continuing to be able to see where everyone's coming from, you can go ahead and read in the chat as that information pops up. But I'm feeling like it's probably a pretty good time to get started. Okay, fantastic.
Did you get that note, Elfie?
Let me take a look. Okay. If you're in a position to do so, and you're comfortable, of course, we'd love to be able to see your beautiful faces, but obviously that's an invitation. So please, as is comfortable throughout this time, and know that if you're not in a position to do so, completely okay as well. We're just grateful that you're present here at this time. And also know that if you're not too familiar with Zoom, At this time, I've spotlighted myself in a speaker mode, but you can always go in the upper right-hand corner and select View and move it to a gallery mode if you prefer to see in gallery as well. And so just really want to take this opportunity to welcome you all here for this Unity gathering here on January 20th, 2025. And this is a day of honoring of the legacy of Martin Luther King. And we host these Unity gatherings. The intent is to do these monthly and to have them free so that we can allow as many people to participate as possible as we practice being unified together. And in the spirit of the theme of this time, in honor of Dr. King, we thought it'd be appropriate to name it the Spirit of Togetherness. And that's something that he spoke highly of. And so being here today with all of you is practicing that togetherness, practicing being together. We know that this is a time of a lot of change across the world, and especially here also within the United States. And while knowing there's a lot of change and knowing that there's a lot of feelings and thoughts that each of us have about these changes, our intention is to really keep this centered around the theme of togetherness, around the focus of unification. And so in the future, as we continue to come together as a community and grow our relations, that we can have these conversations, that we can dive into some specific topics that need resolutions, that need solutions, and we can dive into those specific areas. And so we will have that invitation to do so, but our time now here is to ensure that we're maintaining respect for the diversity of what we bring here today. We have a lot of beautiful people with a lot of amazing backgrounds. Each of you have amazing medicine that you bring from your respective families, from the regions in which you come from your ancestry, and that of where you live now. And so we're appreciative of that, and we're appreciative of you showing up here, and we're appreciative of the life experience of which you have that has brought you here today. The moment that we have present, and so we ask you to be present with us here, and know that as we have the opportunity to hear from some very beautiful elders that we have here, that they could share their wisdom and their reflections and introspections and learnings and experience on unity and togetherness. And we love to be able to hear that and hear those prayers. And as we go through that, we will also open the floor to have other people to be able to share. And the invitation and the request here is, again, to just be mindful, respectful, and understand that we want to be able to hear from as many people as we have time to hear from. And so just to be conscious with our communications, to be mindful within our listening. And so when we share, that we're sharing our intentions, we're sharing our prayers, and we're able to hear each other and really sit with each other in those intentions and prayers. And so, here at Earth Peoples United, we want to be able to create a space and a home for people to come to know that you have a community that you could be supported within for who you are and what you have to offer. And so we continue to grow together, build together, learn together, so that we can be able to move together through these times as a collective family across the earth. And so, so within this time here, I would like to be able to welcome, of course, all of you, but also Nana Hedy and Tata Eric, who are the co-founders of Earth Peoples United and are spiritual elders in the organization that help guide us in the direction that we move as a nonprofit organization, as a spiritual community, and being able to help provide the guidance and the wisdom to help us move together in a good way. So thank you again for being here on this time of the Spirit of Togetherness in honor of Dr. Martin Luther King. And I'd like to, at this time, pass it over to Gonzalez to be able to share about the mission of Earth Peoples United, and just in apologies in the opening introduction here that, just so you know, my name is Alfred Ray Lerma, and it is an honor to be here with you today. And so, thank you.
Mm,
And I'll pass it over to Nanhedi. Thank you.
thank you, Alfie. Just want to send my greetings to everyone this morning and thank you for taking the time to be together in this way. My name's Nanhedi Gonzalez Neal, and I'm one of the founders and the wife of Tot Eric Gonzalez. And we started Earth Peoples United in 2006. And our mission is to connect people to the natural and spiritual worlds and bridge the wisdom of the ancient ones with the world of today so the diversity of life can flourish for future generations. We've been working towards uniting peoples of the earth for many years, and today felt like an important day to both honor the legacy of Martin Luther King Jr. and knowing what's going on in our world and our, a lot of changes happening. There's a lot of alignments with the Mayan calendar that we follow as well, and it just seemed like a really perfect opportunity to come together in this way, and really happy and excited at the interest and the turnout today, and how strong we can be when we're united. So I'm really grateful to see everyone's faces here, and all the new people. Really want to welcome you to this circle and just express how much this has supported me in my walk to find like-minded people, and all the ways that we can collaborate together, that always come forward in places of hope and inspiration in times when I've feel challenged, and so these opportunities and these gatherings completely source me and fill me up. So I'm so grateful to see an even larger circle today. So I just want to express my gratitude, and yeah, look forward to connecting, and really honored for so many beautiful elders also joining us today. So thank you so much. Naho.
Thank you, Nanhedi. At this time, we'll pass over to Eric Gonzalez. The floor and the mic is yours.
Josh nimalech katit kamama. Matoshisha velo koluch katat pitol kanan sakol olom kocholom. Lo koluch achav kabawil tohila bilisha kakabitz. Matoshisha we nimalech rikasakarik rikich nawal lachuch ach. Riach pop, riach puch, riach katit kamama. Greetings to you, all my relations, earth people, people with good mind, good heart. We are here because we want to celebrate the unification efforts of so many people that we have inherited, to be able to be in harmony with each other, respecting each other, loving each other, appreciation of each other's gifts. So welcome to this sacred circle. And this is kind of where it's been our life. I was born in Guatemala and immigrated to the States and back and forth now to be with our Maya nation. So they said that we are the keepers of that which is sacred, keepers of what we love, keepers of that which makes sense in the world that is a little bit in turmoil. As we see, it happens in cycles. And today they celebrate the day when the staffs, they go from one person to another so that we can walk responsibly in this world, to share your gifts, share your visions, to gather your people, gather those who are lost or not well, or they just want to unite. And so thank you for the answering this sacred call from our peoples. The Mayab is to create alliances, to bring all the people of the corn colors in unison. Because at this cycle after the Oshlakuch Baktun, the 13 Baktun, where the prophecy written in stone for thousands of years, it may come true. Alignments happen, and everything started to change really rapidly. And so for us now, this next 16 years, we already used up 10 years from 2012 or so. And so it's about remembering this for the future, that it was shared that in this 26 years after the Oshlachuk Baktun is to decide the fate of humanity for the next thousands of years. And so whatever earth people, responsible people, caring people, loving people with visions, with energy, with strength, with dignity, with love, respect, and reverence for each other and for the Mother Earth, is to share those gifts and to unify, because I can't do it by myself. I need you. And we need the circle to be strong. And our elders the same. We talk the same, to unify, because it is up to earth people to decide for our own selves the fate of our future. Like us, we have 5 kids, we have 9 grandkids, my mother and father still alive, my sister and her bunch of kids, and a whole bunch of grandkids, and we care for these generations, even just our family. And as you know, we adopted a bunch of kids all over. Now they're growing up to be beautiful, beautiful beings and dedicating themselves for the people, for the earth, for their future. Others may not care about, but we do. So honoring the unification, we know it will take incredible vision, strength, and especially lots of training of character, training of spiritual strength, training of spiritual clarity, that our minds will be clear, our bodies will be healthy, and our hands can create and model and shape and form a new way of being. And then our legs will walk with those bundles, will walk with each other, towards each other, coming from each other to spread the medicine. And like hummingbirds, we go from flower to flower, community to community, to bring medicine, bring the stories, light the fires, build the sweat lodges, sit up all night and pray for our earth, for ourselves, for each other, and then unify the people of earth. And then the sky people, the blue corn people will be there already. They're already waiting for us. And sometimes we can see them. Sometimes they manifest themselves through the natural elements, lightning, thunders, tornadoes, and so forth, And so we know we're not by ourselves. And so again, today, we have a lot of elders, and we want to, share their words, because that's an incredible amount of dedication for life, for the wellness of humanity, for the wellness of all our relations, we say, for the nation, the tree people, herb people, medicine people, for the nation of the rock nation, many, many, many beautiful places, the rollers, the standing ones, the fish people, the winged ones, the four-leggeds, everybody, all of our seen and unseen relatives. We see that so many elders are living, and they're helping us from that spirit world. But we need to share the wisdom here in this physical form as well. So the invitation to train, to collaborate, to cooperate, to walk together, to share together the experiences of life, to taste those tortillas, to taste the atol, the cacao, the ish cacao, the sacraments of life, to celebrate with each other. Because we know a lot of dedication, day in and day out. It's not we don't have hours, we don't have weekends and holidays. It's our life. This is how we breathe. This is how we sleep. This is how we dedicate. And so when the moment comes, we don't hesitate. The staffs are strong, and we move them forward towards each other. And that's why it is so beautiful to see you here and celebrate you for your courage, your dedication, your wisdom, your strength, and all that you have, because that will make a strong nation, Earth People's Nation, the Earth People's United, following peaceful ways, following unified ways, following respectful ways to the mother, to the fire, to the water, to learn how to breathe well, how to express well, how to be in solid form with this Mother Earth. As we learn, as we transmute ourselves, transform ourselves into the Earth people, the people made out of honey, full of love, full of appreciation, full of dedication, full of medicine. The honey is a lot of hard work to say, but it's not hard like we think. It's a lot of beautiful dedication from the bee nation saying, I want them to make love. So we're making love here through this internet. Say, hey, it's good to see you. It's good to feel you, see the shapes and forms and how your voice sounds, how you look, and how the energy is right behind you, right with you. And we're united. Right now, we are Earth Peoples united right here. A strong family with incredible wisdom, a lot of these elders. So I want to say thank you. And we want to hear first, invite you, Patrick, my brother, we met in Bogota, Colombia, at the gatherings of the, trying to get the Condor and the Eagle nations, the indigenous nations, to gather up again, to unify. And that's kind of what brought me to Colombia since '93, where we were invited from the elders, the Maya elders, was time to gather the Condor and the Eagle before the 2013 Baktun, so that the prophecies will be in place. And we are united. It has happened. Ceremonies and gatherings and dialogues and recommendations to the world to what to do, how to do it. And this is what we are. These are the recommendations that we heard in the Mayan councils. These are the recommendations where I grew up in the elder circle of North America. This is where we heard the stories across all many native lands and native elders. And now the Condor and the Eagle is to include all people, because we are the people made out of honey, all colors, all beauty, sharing the pollen of love and the spirit of this unification process. So, Mateo Shawe, to you, my people, my relatives, my guides, my brothers and sisters, and welcome, Patrick. Oh.
Aho. Well, first of all, I'm so deeply honored to be in the presence of so many elders and so much wisdom and so many people who care about coming together, both to support and save humanity and all of our brothers and sisters of all the different worlds that we live in, and also to care for our Mother Earth, which is much what the Eagle Condor prophecy speaks about. But I'd like to speak today about something relating to coming together that is what motivated me long ago to really do the work that I'm doing. So I want to share a very short story with you and just a couple points from it. So many years ago, I went to a garage sale, a sale where people sell junk and furniture and all kinds of things. And there was a table full of jigsaw puzzles, a whole bunch of different puzzles. And all of the puzzles, maybe there was 20 of them, were all $2 each. And one puzzle at the end of the table was 10 cents. So I asked the woman why the puzzle was 10 cents. And she said, well, it has all the pieces, 500 pieces, but the lid is missing, so we don't know what the picture is. And I came to realize that that was a great idea of what it's like for all of us. We don't know what Creator has created as far as the full picture of what it's supposed to all look like, but all the pieces are there. You and I and all of our brothers and sisters, whether it be our brothers and sisters of the fish people or the rock people or whoever it is, it doesn't really matter. But in looking at that as a metaphor, I started to think of something really important. And that is, what's unique about a jigsaw puzzle is, let's say this particular one has 500 different pieces, and no piece is like any other. Every one is unique unto itself. Some of them look close to the same, and those of you who've made puzzles might have even been where you're creating a beautiful puzzle and you find a piece that looks like it fits and it doesn't go, and you try to like hammer it in the hole to get it to go in there, but it just doesn't fit. What I want to point out is that the puzzle itself never comes to the full beauty that it's capable of until every piece is present and in its proper place. And that every single piece of the puzzle has as much value as any other piece. It brings something to the puzzle that no other piece brings. So when we're talking about unity and things that Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., who I had the honor to meet, by the way, are speaking about, is what we're really speaking about is creating a world where we honor each of us for the piece that we bring to the puzzle and for the unique thing that only we, each of us, have that no one else has, that helps complete that puzzle. So one of the struggles for people who are trying to come together in the world is many people struggle trying to determine what their part is, why they might matter, why they should even speak up or become part of coming together, because they don't see their own value. And I would just share with you that, like the pieces in the puzzle, each of you have something sacred inside you that was shared or given to you when Creator brought you into presence that no one else has. And that the puzzle itself cannot be complete, and the beauty of the puzzle cannot be complete without your part. So for me, coming together is trying to build that puzzle, trying to create a world where everything fits, where everyone is honored for what they bring, and where the totality of what we all bring from all the different levels and world parts and worlds that we live within creates the most beautiful thing that could ever be imagined. That's what Creator imagined when it created this world that we live in. And so we live in a time where, you know, people are fighting over all kinds of crazy things, and you look different than I look, or, you know, I think I need your land in order to have enough food, and all these different stories. But all those stories are untrue. There's only one true story that we all live in, and that is that we're all meant to be together as one unified family on one unified place in the universe. And that has to be our goal. So I want to honor those who brought this meeting together today and who bring it together all the time and do this work, for reaching out and trying to bring people together and trying to honor people for their gifts that they bring. And at the same time, putting each of us in a position where we can listen to the wisdom of the other elders and the other people who we interact with. Because every single person I meet, every voice I hear, every face I look into, I get something new, something beautiful, something shared with me that I could never have on my own without all the rest of you. So I just like to close up by saying that my prayers have been answered in that this is taking place to start with, that the people of the earth are coming together and realizing that they have a responsibility to try to unify and bring others together so that we can stop all the craziness that takes place in our world, destruction, harming one another, for reasons that really don't matter. And instead, we can create a world where everyone has a place and everything fits. And with that, I'd say many blessings to everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, Patrick. It's a great honor to have your words here and your presence, your experience, your incredible walk in this earth is, you know, the things that I've heard and I've seen and I feel is a great honor. So thank you for your presence, Mathiosha way. And always, because you know we wanna go man, woman, man, you know, it's always equal, you know. So when I ask my sister here, Marcia, you know, to please share and who you're from, you know, and we have other elders we want to cover. So thank you so much, Marcia. Welcome.
There goes gonna go. Greetings, everybody, for being here today on this call. On this, every day is important, but days where we have a chance to come together with other kind-hearted and like-minded souls are very special. And so I am grateful that you took the time to show up here today. And my name is Marcia Forrest, and I was born and raised in the Six Nations Reservation in Southern Ontario, and I now live out on the West Coast in British Columbia, on the land of the Snuneymuxw people. You probably recognize them as they were the Coast Salish at one time. And so I'm back here on the land of the oceans and the mountains. And so I always like to really begin coming from that place of gratitude. And so I'm going to just briefly walk us through, and I think it was mentioned already by Patrick about, the individual beings and that we share this earth place with. And so just as I acknowledge gratitude to them as I go through this, I would like you to really think about what that means for you, especially where you are now, where you live, what your connections are to any of these beings that you share your living space with, or that you may be near and are able to go visit. Because I think it's important to always remember, to begin to come from that place of gratitude and acknowledgement, so that not just the people we meet in our lives, but everything that we connect with each and every day, that we have that acknowledgement of recognizing them, seeing them, and giving our gratitude for their being here as well. So I'll just give greetings and thanks to the people of this world. It takes all the different people, all the colors from all the lands. And if we can but come together and come from that place of peace, and there are situations of peace happening in this world, or agreements to stop fighting for a while even, that we never thought might happen. So I give greetings and thanks to all of the people who bring forward all of their grace, all of their potential. I give greetings to Mother Earth, our great mother, who provides us with everything that we need for sustenance, for living, for loving, and walking in this world. And I give thanks to the waters, the precious waters that flow within us and on this planet. I give thanks and pray that they will be healthy and nourish us so that we can continue our walk in this world. I give thanks for all the beings who depend on that water, all the beings that live in the water that also help to nourish us. I give greetings and thanks. I give thanks to the plant people, all of the plants that grow, that provide that canopy, that provide that beautiful exchange of oxygen so that we have that air to breathe. We give thanks for the plants. A special thank you to the medicine plants that were put here to help us to stay healthy and for us to be able to acknowledge them and get to know them and use them when we need to. And we give thanks for the food plants that provide us with the nourishment we need to live a healthy life. We'll go on. And I give thanks for the animals, the four-leggeds, those ones that have always provided a lot of food, shelter, clothing, and just their radiant beauty for us to be able to be here on this earth with them. We give thanks. We give thanks for the crawlers, the insects, and the serpents, those that we tend not to see too often. We give thanks for the trees, the beautiful trees that are that real connection. They connect what's in the deeper world below our feet up to where we are walking on this world with them, and we can be with them side by side, and they're reaching up into the heavens. They help to anchor that that sense of being that staff between the sky and the earth, just like we are as individuals. We are that place in the presence of anchoring those two energies here on this earth. We give thanks for the birds, for their beauty, their songs, all their beautiful colors, their presence in this world. And I give thanks for the four winds that come from the four directions to bring us the messages and remind us of the change of seasons and what it is that we need to be preparing for in those next steps as the seasons come and the seasons go. We give thanks for the sun, the radiant sun that comes up each and every day following that darkness. That light always follows the darkness, and we need to remember those when the times get hard for us personally. And the moon and the stars, we give thanks for them. And we give thanks for the amazing planets that are above us right now. Up there in the beautiful sky, in the nighttime sky, we are getting to see so many of them right at this moment. And we give thanks for the enlightened teachers who continue to show up and remind us when we have forgotten the things that need to be remembered for us to walk a beautiful pathway in this life. We give thanks to you, Creator, for all that you have created, all that you have brought us into alignment with. We give thanks for the clouds and the rains that come to help to nourish this planet. And if there's anything I've forgotten to mention, it was not my intention, and I acknowledge that now. And I give thanks for all greetings and thanks to the natural world. And I just want to say right now with the planetary alignment that's happening right now up in the sky, it just really reminds me of those moments of being a child, of going outside in the nighttime and looking up in the sky and always being amazed at being able to see the stars and what they were and how far away they were. And I would like to really ask you to think about having gone through that prayer now of all those beings, and including the stone people, who I realized too I forgot to mention, is that today, as you're walking out in this world, to give greetings and thanks to each of those things as you come across them in your life today and every day, if you can remember to, because they are there to be with us, to live with us, and not just the people, but the trees and the plants and the waters, everything that we come into contact with. This winter time is a really important time for really taking care of ourselves, replenishing ourselves, renewing ourselves for this year to come, because we all know there's work to be done. And so this is a quieter time of year when you really need to at times put yourself at the top of your list to say, okay, I'm going to do this for myself today, and make sure you do it. Like sometimes you have to put yourself at the top of your to-do list so that you can be healthy, you can be strong, and you can stay well, because then you are more able to complete the work, the tasks, and the beautiful activities you may be involved in to help make this world a better place. Right now, it's really important for us to remember too, especially in these longer nights, that, our light inside, we need to take care of our own fire inside and to find the things that are going to help us to nourish that and keep that strong, keep that burning bright. So again, we can show up brightly and strongly when we need to. So I give thanks for all of this, and I'm really happy to be here with all of you today. And I hope as we walk forward in our steps in this world, we find those ways to continue to carry forward that kindness and love from our heart, to be able to really make that positive impact in the world, and really opening our eyes and our ears to all there is in front of us. And coming together is so important. I know it's easy to kind of hole up a little more in the winter time and go into our little caves like the bears, but it's important too to maintain those good connections with good relatives and good people, just to help keep each other nourished and keep each other strong during these winter months. So as the days get longer and that energy of spring starts to build in us too, we can carry forward in a beautiful way what it is that we hold, what it is that we have to offer, because each and every little thing we do makes a difference. Every little prayer, every positive thought, every positive kind word, and every action. So Nyawagoa for hearing my words today, and I wish you all a beautiful walk in this coming year. Nyawagoa.
Thank you, Marcia. And just to share a little bit to everybody, Marcia and we've been walking through the elder circle since I think 97, I think was when we met in Yosemite over there as we traveled Canada and United States through the many native nations, just like the condor and the eagle, going into South America, Central America. You know, these are the confederations of their peoples, you know, of Yayala, we call it. And so Yayala, so people know it's America, they say, but it's Yayala. That's their name. So thank you, Marcia. And I want to also introduce my brother, Marco Antonio Sagastumes from Guatemala. He's also been involved with my life a lot since like 93, 94, as an advocate for human rights, as a lawyer, as a professor, as a doctor, as a counselor to the Mayan confederations that I belong to. And so, Marco Antonio, gracias. We're going to speak in English. And so good to see you. And I love you, my brother. Thank you. Mute yourself. Te puedes quitar el micrófono.
Ya.
Okay.
Solo para darles un saludo con mucho amor, porque viene el renacimiento de los pueblos de este planeta. Ese es el sueño que debemos de tener. Vuelven a renacer los pueblos.
Ready?
I would like to give a greeting to everyone here, and that the people are being reborn again. I'd like to bring forth this greeting from all the people of Guatemala, Guatemala, and to this world, and I will be more attentive to the translation from here forward.
Un saludo con mucho amor a todos ustedes.
Left a greeting with a lot of love for all of you.
En Guatemala hemos iniciado, bajo el liderazgo de el Tata Eric González, el proyecto de que los pueblos renazcan para darnos el mensaje de la solidaridad.
And in Guatemala, with part of the leadership of Tat Eric Gonzalez, we are bringing forth the initiative to come forward again, to be reborn again, the original peoples.
Y estoy escribiendo un libro para cada pueblo de Guatemala.
And I'm
y
writing,
si Dios me da vida, lo hago con los pueblos de México.
And I'm writing a book that represents each one of the different peoples, the different nations within Guatemala. And if God permits it, I will be doing the same for Mexico.
Y quisiera darle un abrazo a cada uno de ustedes, porque cuando me comunico, siento el amor de ustedes por la humanidad. Y eso es el amor. Es un honor estar con ustedes. Gente de amor.
And I would love to give a hug to each one of you, because when we are gathered together like this, I feel the love from each one of you, and I feel the representation of the unity and the love that each one of us brings here.
Y les agradezco mucho el haberme invitado.
And I'm very grateful to have been invited here.
En algún lugar de la sangre mía ha de haber la sangre de los pueblos originarios o indígenas que los amo tanto.
And there must be
Los amo.
a part of me that has the indigenous blood, the original people's blood, because I love them so much.
Muchas gracias. Muy
Thank,
amable.
thank you so much.
Thank you, my brother. Gracias, Marco Antonio. Muchas bendiciones.
Gracias, gracias.
So there's a lot of, places that we also be part of in our journey. And of course, being from Guatemala, is a lot of focus there, and so the councils is still going, gathering, and the next generation of Akijabs, because when we were training in 78 and started those walks, we were in conflict, military conflict in Guatemala. And so a lot of this was not legal, and if they caught you in those sacred sites doing ceremonies or gatherings, you would disappear, they would just execute you on site. But that's a different story. We're now here, world gathering having the Maya fires in the middle to gather and to share. And that's kind of what has brought us this far. So I want to invite now another sister, Melody, that also is walking with us and carrying her sacred ways, so that we all get to see each other and knowing each other, that partnership and respect and alliances is an important key for us. So Matyosh, and welcome, Melody.
Yonai aneo washaki aneo ana dagudon ani chakuya gea tutala kalagani awia ani kidua ama kalagani ana ani Potomac ani onondawaga. I introduce myself in the language. My people, my ancestry is from the Ohio Allegheny River, the Catawba River, and the Pamunkey and Potomac rivers. And I'm honored to be here. For unification, I want to speak a little bit about first contact. And one of the elders I work with, we work on international repatriation together and repatriation under NAGPRA. Donna Augustine, Thunderbird Turtle Woman, Gachtugo Sisip Mikchikebit, through whom I was introduced to Tat Eric Gonzalez. And she has a story about first contact. And the boats came and people were dying of rickets and scurvy. And they arrived on her shores in Migamaki, northeastern New Brunswick in Canada. And the people came and healed these people with teas and medicines, taught them where to fish and where to hunt, and saved their lives. And she tells a story from one of the elders up north, Charlie Labrador, of the Mi'kmaq people. And he says, 400 years ago, we were standing at these shores with our hands stretched out in friendship. And 400 years later, we still stand with our hand stretched out in friendship. So in my travels, I have never found a spiritually connected elder who did not say and think and believe and know that every human being is equally sacred. And another teacher up north, Albert Lightning Buffalo Child of Hobima, Maquakis, Alberta, said, all the races of, quote, man, his words, had the original instruction from the star people long ago. And all of them had the original sacred fire. And some are just more disconnected from that original sacred fire than others. So, to me and the elders that I work with, the very important thing, and also part of the prophecies, is that all people will reconnect to the original sacred fire. And I am Bear Clan, and the bear is at the center, and the snake is below, then the bear, and then we have the hawk, which speaks to the eagle. And in South America, I understand we have the snake, the puma, and the condor. In Central America, we have the snake, the jaguar, and the eagle. So it's the same. So today I would like to sing to you a bear song. Oh, hi-ya, ha, hanwea, ha, hi-ya, ha, hanwea, ho, hanwea, ho, hanwea, hey-ya, hey-ya, hey-ya. Ha, hi-ya, ha, hanwea, ha, hi-ya, ha, hanwea, ho, hanwea, ho, hanwea, hey-ya, hey-ya, hey-ya. Oh, hi-ya, ha, hanwea, ha, hi-ya, ha, hanwea, ho, hanwea, ho, hanwea, hey-ya, hey-ya, hey-ya. Ha, hi-ya, ha, hanwea, ha, hi-ya, ha, hanwea, ho, hanwea, ho, hanwea, hey-ya, 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 oh. Thank you, everyone, for this honor to be here in the presence of these elders and all these spirits that desire unification. I thank you. Ho.
Oh, thank you, Melody, my sister. As we go, you know, they said the world is a big place, but it gets smaller when you dedicate yourself to it. It's reachable. Everything is reachable. And my sister there, Donna Agustin, Turtle Woman, you know, we met in Colorado at an indigenous gathering. And without knowing, you know, an eagle was exchanged for honor song. And then it lasted only one day for me. I gave it to a sister who was crossing from cancer in the hospital. And she's still alive. You know, we went there with our love, with the eagle feather and some medicine, and pray for her. And they said, no, you're going to die, you know. And that's how medicine is shared with this unified, all the way from Brunswick. So we met in Colorado. She came down to Guatemala. And time of our war still, we're still in conflict. But she got to witness the Quiche elders bringing their staffs to be blessed by a Cachiquel general, a Cachiquel leader, which was Polinario Chile Pistun, you know, in a place where they said, no, you know, nobody was allowed there because they shoot each other, you know. And the efforts was to have faith and trust in the spiritual forces. It was time. It was time to unify, no fears. We had no weapons, nothing, but we had the bundles. We had the pipes and we had the people from all over the world there. And we have it on film. You know, the songs that were shared by Donna. And then we traveled to Europe. And medicine was shared with the Sami and other nations over there in Norway and Sweden and other places. The Sami from Croatia and other places of the Russia, they come and they, you know, we have good relatives there. We prayed and so the unification has been for a long time. And then, you know, she made healing with you being an ambassador for peace too, Melody. You know, to bring circles together, people together, and that's how now with the Maidu there in Grass Valley area with Don. I hope he's over here. I don't know, but thank you, Melody. I don't know if Don is with you, Rick, but if not, it's okay. Don, another elder who's working in his community to create the village or the space of peace. When we talk about peace and unity or dignity and peace is a strong work. We gotta keep searching inside of us for that peace inside of us, and that our turmoil and our struggles or our battles doesn't interfere with the vision, because we still have to work inside. We still gotta have it tear apart and then be re-guided. Then, like the puzzles that Patrick was talking about, it's inside of us too, all a bunch of pieces. And sometimes we get shattered. Then we put some together and then it gets shattered again, but then it steps towards the vision. If we go to the vision place, the spirit connection, that will not change. Like the original instructions they talk about. It keeps coming through no matter what's happening in the earth. No matter what's happening inside or humanity in struggles, is to bring again the teachings and the wisdom of the original instructions. So, Rick is done with you? Where are you, Rick? Maybe he's not here.
No, he's not with me. I'm at the office right now. Yeah,
Okay.
he's pretty busy. I don't, but thanks, Eric.
Okay, thank you, Rick. As we move forward, we want, because the woman went, now we want to share another, expression here, from you, Carrie. It's an invitation for to share something from your people, your way of walk, and so thank you, Carrie.
Sego, Sewakwego, Skanagoa. Gosh, I didn't expect to be speaking like this, so I'm going to just take a minute and gather my thoughts and offer my gratitude. First to Hetty for inviting me. Thank you so much, Hetty. And that I'm just grateful. I'm grateful to be here. I'm grateful for the circle. I'm grateful for the people. So I have been blessed. I first met Hetty and taught Eric Gonzalez at a traditional elder and youth circle. Forgive me. Carrie Huff, Chesnick, Jungyats, Oneida Nation, Wisconsin, from the reservation at Green Bay. I am Haudenosaunee and so grateful to be Haudenosaunee. So I want to offer some gratitude for the words that have come before, because they're all really good reminders. And what I think about when I hear these things is peacefulness is our own responsibility for ourselves. Skenagoa, in a good mind. So I've been focused on doing a lot of serious healing work, and that has allowed me to be in this space today, to be able to share a few words. And that really is about having the courage and the honesty to look hard and to understand that we maybe have learned some things in our journey to this day, and they were survival things. And they're maybe not serving us so well anymore. So it's good to be able to create a routine every day where we begin with our gratitude. And that helps me look for a balance, for some of the things that I want to change for myself so that I can give myself peace. That's been the most important for me. I can't give it to others and I can't contribute to it unless I can do it for myself. So that's been the latest journey is that. And that's what I would share is love yourself enough to just gather yourself up and give yourself some of those things, because we do deserve it. We really do. All of us, each and every one of us, as human beings, are on a journey. You know, we're on a journey to become that human being. We're on a journey to do right by our ancestors, to do right by our teachings, to do right by the gift of life that we have been given, that we get to experience. And that beauty is all around us all the time, right? In the form of our relatives, the trees, the medicine, the foods, the birds, the water, all of our relatives, all of them. And it helps me to remember them every day and to think about those kinds of things. It puts me in a good space to realize, yes, I have a place. And I'm so grateful for those words, because each of us are a piece of that puzzle and do have a place and do bring something wonderfully unique from our hearts in that spirit of love. And so if we can cultivate that, that just seems like the very best thing. And I'm so grateful to be here, so grateful to be uplifted by all of you, and just want to offer the same in return. Noah, thank you so much, Ted Eric, for including me.
Thank you, Carrie. So good to see you here. And now I want to share too with my another brother that we met at the first calling of the Condor and the Eagle in Isimche, Tecpan, Guatemala, in 93. And, you know, we met there as, you know, two young persons. You know, he was older than me, 10 years still. But we met and we talked and we shared. And then he was chosen. And he also accepted that request by the Mayan elders to be the organizer and the coordinator for the Condor and the Eagle gatherings, and bring the delegations from the nation of the Eagle, which is here the north. And so, you know, my brother Patricio Dominguez, Tewa, Tiwa, and we've done quite a bit of these gatherings of the unification, you know, through New Mexico, Arizona, Guatemala, other places. We've been up to Crow Nation, to the elder circles, and many things that he can also share, you know, walking the way of the peacemakers and the unificators and the elders now that we follow, we respect, we honor, and that we continue to love, you know. And some of these relations are 20, you know, 30, 40 years. There's nothing, you know, new like that, you know, that we meet in this world, but we know that we're in other worlds as well, especially working with the sacred medicines, you know, the Taitas in Colombia and other places. So thank you, Patricio, and welcome.
Greetings, everyone. Not really sure if you can hear me. I got on a little bit late, and so I didn't check the microphone to make sure it was set up right and all that. So
you're good.
Excellent. Excellent. Well, again, they call me Patricio. I am a humanoid earthling living in Albuquerque, New Mexico. And I'm still in the process of fulfilling the commitment I made, as Eric mentioned many years ago, to try and bring the people of the Americas together. And it's an ongoing process, and I trust it will be a lifetime commitment, because it's like I tell people when they ask me about the project, I said, well, you know, it's a project that I will continue to do, or I will see to fulfillment or die trying. And I trust that I might actually, that may be true, but I will certainly continue it. if I seem a little bit bored, yawning and all that during this conference, it's not because I am bored. It's because I was in ceremony till 4:30 this morning, and then I had to get up this morning at 7 o'clock to help another friend who needed my help, and so it's been hectic. And so anyway, like I said, I'm going to keep trying to put things together and help people until it's just no longer possible. And so this is the way it is. I was at a gathering, I think it was last week or thereabouts, and it was held in Sedona. This was a 3-day meeting, and an interesting thing happened. I wasn't expecting to speak. I was actually there to sort of support one of my brothers who was one of the keynote speakers. But as it turned out, I got to be one of the keynote speakers because, well, I guess you if you hang around long enough, people consider you important, and so that's that's what happened. So anyway, on the third day, at the end, almost at the end of the conference, they were asking the keynote speakers for a summary of the gatherings, and I hadn't prepared a speech or a summary, but spontaneously something just came into my mind, and I want to share it with you. It was recorded, and it's out there somewhere in the cyber world, but the recording isn't really all that clear. So I'd really like to repeat it because I think it's an interesting observation, even though, like I said, it was just a complete download from heaven knows where. Well, okay, heaven. And what I said at that time was the humanity has two weaknesses that are preventing it from reaching its full harmonious status in the world, and at being at peace and harmony with all of creation. And those two weaknesses have names. The first one is called greed, and the second one is called prejudice. The destruction that we see in the world today, the loss of forests, the mismanagement of land, the pollution, the accumulation of wealth in the hands of only a few, to the detriment of the many, is really a function of this thing called greed. Now, if human beings weren't greedy, they wouldn't try to accumulate more than they need, and there would be plenty of resources for everyone. But the idea that more is better, again, a product of this thing called greed, is what drives all this destruction and all this imbalance in the world. And if you ask yourself, well, where does greed come from? My observation is that all of this destruction, all of this damage, all of this misfitting in the world order of things is because humanity has a little bit of emptiness in its heart. All of greed is basically a manifestation of an emptiness in the heart that the humanity tries to fill with things. It is like all vacuums in nature, or nature abhors a vacuum, so it tries to fill it. And the way it tries to fill it is with material things, way beyond what they need, because, well, you cannot fill an empty heart, or the vacuum in an empty heart, with material things, but you have to keep trying, or the humanity keeps trying to do that. And so consequently, here we are today in a world that is in serious misalignment and out of balance, simply because we haven't learned to find a way to fill that emptiness within our hearts. The second weakness, prejudice, it is also responsible for a lot of unkindness, unbalance, and misdeeds in the world today. Because I'm going to explain this one. I'm going to do it in reverse. Prejudice comes from the problem that the human beings or the humanity hasn't learned to expand its boundaries beyond itself. Humanity thinks, well, the whole world is, or I am me, and I am the whole world. And so therefore, they will try to fill or do things for themselves, or because they think, well, that is the whole world. Now, some people are lucky, and they have expanded their boundaries a little further, and they've expanded the boundaries to family. And they say, oh, yes, I'm all about my family, and I'll do whatever is necessary to bring goodness and balance and prosperity into my family. Then there are those that have expanded their boundary a little bit further, and they say, well, I believe that I am part of a group of people, an ethnicity or a culture, and so I'll do whatever is necessary to help my people. And so they work really, really hard to expand or make things better for their people, or that boundary that they have set up. And it's they see as, well, it's us, and then there's them. Now, what we really need to do is expand our boundary even further. If we expand our boundary to every living thing on the planet, we would do things like we did for ourselves, our families, our tribe, and now for the rest of us, for the rest of the living creatures on Mother Earth. If we would expand our boundaries that far, we would do things that would be good for all of our relations, our new expanded boundaries. But actually, even that is a shortcoming, because if we think about it, everything that we are, everything that you see, everything that you will ever know is made up of 50 million year old carbon, stardust. Honestly, we have to expand our boundaries beyond the planet Earth if we really, really want to be in harmony and balance with everything. So, should the aliens ever show up, if we've expanded our boundaries, we would say, welcome, brother, because we have expanded our boundaries that far. But I know that's a stretch for humanity right now, who is just barely able to expand their boundaries beyond their own families and their own ethnicities or skin color or whatever their boundary happens to be. But ideally, we need to expand our boundaries so that there is no part of this universe that we have not accepted as being part and parcel of our own families, of our own selves. And that was my summary at that gathering. And it just boils down to two things. If we could conquer greed and conquer prejudice, we will have created a world that humanity will enjoy living in. But I understand it's a stretch. These gatherings perhaps are part and parcel of that expansion. Here we are. We have brothers and sisters from all over the Americas and possibly all over the continent, and maybe even luckier people from across the globe, hearing this message that we have to expand our boundaries and open fully to that realization that we are all one, that every one of us, everything here on this planet is just billions of year old stardust, and we're all connected, we are all one, and we have been together forever, and we need to learn to be together forever into the future, as we have been in the past. So thank you for giving me the opportunity to share this little message that came to me while I was at that conference. I hope it reaches a larger audience, and perhaps maybe we can together find ways of filling our hearts to end greed and learning to expand our boundaries so that we can actually learn to be one with everything. That's it. Thank you for listening. Blessings and beauty from here in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and may you be blessed as much as I've been blessed with old age and every once in a while an insight into the way of the world and how things are.
Thank you, Patricio. Yeah, it's been beautiful, this sacred walk, and filling our hearts with this beauty and ceremony and this connection to the Spirit and all that we need to do and share. That's why we're here together. We bring all these beautiful things to come about. And then now, want to ask Palam Chai Kotzech, Hedy Gonzalez Neo, my wife. Without a partner and companion like her, we would not got this far. It's been a beautiful walk, and walked everything since like almost 24 years ago. And so everything that's happening is containing and holding that sacred staff of day in and day out. And so many more times is the one who picks me up. It reminds me that it's sacred, that we need to continue, that we need to have that steadfast and that continue that vision, because sometimes we forget, we get torn up, and we're like, what's it for, and so forth. So somebody that comes in and says, no, keep it, let's go. We have to unify. We gotta, we have all this to do. And so, Hedy, please, will you share something? And thank you so much for all the incredible sharings and in and outs and day in, day out for all these years. And also may you continue to carry this beautiful bundle. Dios away.
Matios. Thank you, Eric. And just want to express again my gratitude for being part of this circle today through this virtual gathering space of Zoom. Just really grateful for the words of the elders, and can offer a little bit unique perspective here as just a European descent woman who lived a pretty normal North American life, and came across a time in my life when everything kind of was turned upside down and nothing made sense. And it was the ceremonial walk and the indigenous teachings that really grounded me and made sense, and brought me back to something that felt real and true in life. And so I just wanted to offer myself in service to that. And it's been an incredibly beautiful walk in that process. And when we speak of unity, I've been received in such incredibly generous and beautiful ways in many places and many circles. And I was reflecting a little bit similar to what you were sharing, Patricio. Just what is the ability to unite, and just reflecting on how each one of us live such our own experience and our own perspective, and the way our bodies look and the family we were born into and our lineage and the places where we walk and interact and the people that we walk and interact with, and like, wow, how is it that we can each be living such a unique experience of this life? And it can be so very different from each other, but we can transcend that and find those places of unification. And just kind of thinking like, wow, there is a lot. I feel like the world is being designed in a way that wants to keep us divided more and more. And yeah, and so how can we transcend that? How can we come together across those divides? And for myself, it's it's the same reflection has been shared here. It's the ability to come to that space of my heart. I feel like what some of the elders share, the greatest journey we'll ever take in our life is from our mind to our heart, and how when we're just in our place of our minds, that's where a lot of these projections and divisions and conflicts and things arise. And so I was just reflecting for myself, what are the ways that help me when I'm in that place, and really wanting to connect. And of course it's just going and being in nature and connecting and grounding, because no matter what path we're walking, no matter what situation we're in, we all share the elements. We all share the fire and the water and the air and the earth. And so those opportunities to just connect and have that direct connection, and grounding back to me what really is true, can allow me to then let go and sink into my heart and find those places that we can unite. So just incredibly grateful. We've been part of many walks and many times when that ability to unify has come forward through the sacred fires and the ceremonial ways. The Maya in particular have had a gift that way to be able to unite people together. And one of the first large ceremonies I got to be part of when I first started this walk with Todd Eric was in Chimayo in New Mexico. And it was a coming together of many traditions and ceremonies all around that Mayan fire. And I was just a brand new young woman on this path, just kind of blown away at that expression. So yeah, I echo what you said, Patricio, that it's the end. And you, Carrie, thank you so much, because I feel like it is that work of finding that peace within ourselves that then we can find that with each other. Yeah. And this day of Martin Luther King Jr., what an incredibly amazing being he was. The inspiration of him today is inspiring this gathering here. How much he had to endure and persevere through that, but holding to that spirit of togetherness and that spirit of love, and that really is what makes us stronger. And so, yeah, it's really an honor and a privilege to gather together in this way. And I'm loving seeing all these names and faces, and knowing we're all anchoring something in very different places in the world. and how powerful that is, that even if we're in this virtual space here, that we get to connect in this way and weave together this energetic field out into the world. Just feels like, yeah, just want to send blessings out to all of our relations and really feel the truth of that, walking these prophecies that were shared and becoming the people made of honey. And part of that process is coming into our luminous bodies and our light bodies, and so all this healing work and all the things that we're doing is all just collecting to the greater collective. Yeah, I just want to express the offering and the gratitude of this home here of Earth Peoples United, for everyone to come and access and be part of and share your gifts and your medicine. Just I'm always incredibly inspired by each person that comes into the circle, and the reflections that you are of me and all of us together. It's such a beauty way to walk, and I'm just incredibly grateful. So yeah, there's a lot moving within me. The day in the Mayan calendar today is Lahuach, which is 10, the energy of 10, which is like self-awareness, and like all 10 of our fingers when we can manifest and make things happen. And Ach is our family and our community. It's the bundles, it's that which is sacred. It's the bees and us working in collaboration and cooperation. And I don't know, there's so much aligning on this particular day and these moments that we're gathering together right now. There's just a lot. So I'm grateful for the weaving that we are all doing together. And just my, my greatest prayer and expression always is just thank you, and all the different languages represented. And yeah, let's continue to weave together and be as strong as we can together. So
Thank you, Hetty. And yeah, this is how this beautiful container, this vehicle, this sharing it makes possible. With the filling up of your heart and your strength and your beauty, your wisdom, and all that you're gathering and all that you're holding now, a huge difference. And so I've been witnessing a couple together there, and I would like you two, I know both of you, you have done the 9 fires one, and then Mia helping us with the vision, and a lot of your relatives, how you're sharing, and so I want to welcome you both in the sacred ways of the fire. They said on each direction, as we center ourselves, it's always a male energy and a female energy, the partnerships. And so as we see the home like that, then the partnerships goes out, to others, so that not just one holds it all and one falls and who gonna picks up the other one. So good to see you both. Love you both. And may you have good words to share with us as you both sit together. And I know you co-creating another Pashikayala down in Brazil. So, these are our centers, these are our sanctuaries, these are our places to gather in peace and harmony. Those where the staffs of peace will be erected. So,
Thanks, Tata. Greetings, everyone. Greetings from the south. My name is Gustavo from São Paulo, Brazil. And I'm here with my partner, and here's our cat. Here. Here. It's an honor to be here. It's an honor to have the space to share after all these elders. It's interesting because I was thinking about this. Today is a really interesting day because all the eyes of all the world are turned into the US, and we are doing the same thing here, but connecting to a different frequency, actually connecting to what is sacred, connecting to what matters. And it's really interesting to be here, connecting to you and listening and learning from you all. I had the privilege to meet Tata Eric 2 years ago. And after being introduced by Sweet Medicine, a great friend also. And I could recognize all the wisdom that came from his field, from his life, from his past experiences. And then I wanted to know how could I learn more. I said, Tata, how can I learn more from you? And he said, oh, just show up and be present. And this is what I've been doing ever since then. So every time I have this opportunity to be here, I do my best to be here. Today is Monday, it's not a holiday here, so I had a really busy day. And not in any single moment I doubted that I should be here, because I learned how to recognize what is sacred, what is important. And here I'm having all this nourishment from all this wisdom and understanding what is important for us in this moment in the world, and not being confused and distracted by so many things that I have to do all around, but remember to honor nature, to respect what's important, to connect to the sacred. And this is like all that we need to go on with our mission. We understand that we are facing some difficult times in the world, so many bad things happening, but also so many beautiful human beings getting together, so many new connections happening. And I think that in a while we'll be able to see all the strength that is coming from all these people coming together in a different way. And maybe the world will be able to see that, so that we can thrive and create a virtuous humanity. This is what we do here. This is what we work for. And I'm really glad to see some friends from Brazil here. So they start connecting and listening to other voices. Maybe I was talking to Maya here. Maybe we can invite in one of the gatherings our indigenous friends from Brazil to be here and to sing for you and to pray together. That will be nice. So thanks so much for all these sharings and the opportunities. And as I learned in the last meeting, instead of saying thank you, I'll just say, you make me better.
Well, he speaks so well, and I'm speaking after him, so it's a challenge for me. And I was thinking about the first time I met Tata Eric in Patsiapá, and we were so inspired about what was happening there and all the knowledge that he and other elders like you all carry. And I'm so honored to be speaking here right now, because we were only listening to elders who have so much wisdom, and now Tata Eric brought the words to us. So it's an honor to be here with you all. And yes, we've been to Patsiapá, and then we've been to Deer Mountain to pray on the 8 bats, Washaki bats ceremony, and it was so inspiring to get to know in person many elders like Marsha, Melody, and I don't know if there is any more elders who were there that's here in this gathering, but I feel so grateful for this. And I was thinking that we are in South, we are experiencing a huge heat right now. It's summer in Brazil, and you are experiencing huge winter. But either way, we are one, we are the same, and we complement each other, and this is so beautiful. So I think there is a force that is bringing South and North together right now. And this is a representation of this. This gathering represents this. So I just want to say thank you, Maltiosh, and I hope I can learn with you all so much more. Thank you. Obrigada.
Mateo Shawet, to you both. Yeah, as young people and already carrying the bundles of the strength of adults, that's really powerful, and always the words are strong both together, no, it's not one before another, but it's just so beautiful to have that togetherness, so thank you for that sharing. And I have my suitcases, our suitcases are packed, ready to come down, welcome to Brazil, so so another want to share is want to ask Alfie, a unifier, he calls himself, that I know you and your family for a lot of years. Your brother, Chris, come down in Guatemala and waited for me for a whole month to come and to share and to be patient and walk with me for a lot of years, And then his prayer was for you to be here, so you are a prayer come true from your younger brother, which is a big guy, but want to honor him and you, your father, your mother, all that you guys do. And Reina, when in Patsiapá de Maloca, she gifted me you. I want to give you a great gift. I want to give you my husband, to help you to be part of the circle. And of course, all are welcome, you and Reina, your brother and Forrest, and all that we have as a family. Sometimes this is beautiful as a unifying efforts. And now, as you helped me down in Colombia, and thank you for that, and also then you stayed as an ambassador, as a holder of that stuff that we carry. And when we have to leave or do something else, that we have some of the young people walking like we did. I know Patricia and us, we walk with elders just to be there to support and be whatever they needed, we did. And pretty soon now, like one day he says, hey, stop talking about the elders. This is like, we're here. Like, that was scary. Like, well, it's up to us now. But we've been trained. There was no hesitation. I don't hesitate. I'm grateful for the lessons, the teachings, the time spent with elders in ceremony, walking, traveling, who knows where we ate, where we slept, what we did, what, it didn't matter. We knew that we were under the spiritual guidance and protection, and that we had a place to go, a place to meet other elders, other beautiful people, brothers and sisters at that time. There are now leaders of their communities, And so, like Marsha, we were younger at the place of Yosemite in '97, and others that we met way back, So it's like, what can we do to bring that forward? We can't keep it. I can't keep it, So we do this. So somebody, when we leave, then we know the stars are walking like today. This is given to you. This is passed on, And so, Alfie, share some words, share, their efforts of what your life is now here, dedicating and being part of other circles. So, with Reina right by your side and doing things together, that's power, that's beauty, That is like it's an honor to be here and a privilege that you chose to support us and be part of the board of directors here for EPU. So, Mateo Chavez, Alfie.
Mateo Chavez, Tata, and greetings, my relatives. And my name is Alfred Ray Lerma, and it's an honor to be here on behalf of my family, my mother, my father, my brother. I have the beauty of having my wife here in this call right now. I apologize if my feed here is a little choppy. Internet connection's a little limited here at the base of Mount Shasta. So I have the beauty of joining you from the beautiful land of this mother, Mount Shasta. And so, as Tata shared, my passion and mission in life is I am a unifier. And as a unifier, I spell it UN because uni is one, and I spell it FIRE because it's one fire. And in that fire, that I, at the top of that I is a little flame. And that flame right there, that's Uno. Uno's the one, and that's the one that teaches. And so I believe that we're all unifiers, but that's a personal belief and a personal philosophy. And I feel that our time of what we need now is we need unity. I've tried for a long time to unify so many things on the outside, and sometimes it worked, sometimes not so much. But I realized that part of the struggle in my external unification was because I wasn't fully unified within. And so as Carrie was speaking, she was talking about taking that time for yourself to tend to yourself. And for me to be a better unifier, I have to unify my thoughts with my intentions. I have to put my attention on my intention. I have to open up my heart so that I can give myself the love that I deserve as a human being on this planet. There's so many special gifts to offer, but doubt and fear and anxiety and judgment and criticism and all these things just become overwhelming. I thought if I just increased my consciousness and my awareness that I would be happy and healthy. I realized I was cultivating consciousness, I seen all the bad. And there was a lot of things to work on, and there still is. And so I realized I didn't have a really strong self-compassion practice. My self-compassion wasn't as good. It was too self-critical. I'm looking for perfection and setting goals and setting these things that just weren't really realistic. And so I was kind of setting myself up for failure through self-sabotaging. And I realized that my internal language, I had adopted beliefs of what other people thought about me or what I should think about myself. And it just wasn't healthy. And so I had to learn how to think again in a healthy way about myself and about my external world. And so I may say I'm a unifier, but I'm a practicing unifier. Sometimes I do it well, sometimes I do it not so well, but I'm getting better. Every day I'm getting a little bit better, or a lot of bit better at being a unifier. And I realize that we all have this flame that burns inside of us, and this fire that helps bring the light and the warmth and the transformation for each other. And when we get down, cold and dark, our fire gets dim and we get cold. And a lot of us have gotten cold. Our society of humanity has gotten cold. We need to maintain a certain temperature to live on this planet. There's a certain range that keeps us really healthy. And there's a temperature that we live at. And when we die, when our spirit leaves, we get cold because that fire and that essence is left. And so as people start to get down, and as we start to go through different illnesses and ailments, our fire gets low and we move down to just having little embers within us. And our community and the people that are around us show up when we need it and give encouragement. With that breath and those words, we bring fuel to bring oxygen to our fire so that those embers can reignite again. And we give each other wood through action. And we support each other in that way. And so we need the community of each other to come together and to be able to help each other's, tend each other's fires, to give fuel to each other's fire, give oxygen and wood, until we can reach a point that we can then fuel our own fire within, in the way that we think, in the way that we act, in the way that we speak, the languages in which we communicate. This language that we're speaking, these are prescriptions for wellness. The medicine is in the message. So what medicine are we offering to each other? So I'm looking to refine my language in many ways, at least within that of what I know, to be able to express myself in a way that is of support for our unification, for our togetherness. They say if we want to find the ability to come together amongst our diversity, we got to find common ground. So our common ground is this earth. It's our bodies, it's our breath, it's all these elements that keep us alive and nourish us. So together we come together now in this place, and together we look towards the future. And we may be walking in different directions, but we're coming from the same source. And we spread out and we learn and we come back to each other, to that source, so we can share with each other. And so for myself here, it's an honor to be of service to organizations like Earth Peoples United, so I can serve as an ambassador for unity, bringing the Earth people together as a family, to be able to support Melody and the efforts of bringing about the organization of Bear Den Lodge and the mission that is there to be able to help preserve the ancient ways and the original instructions and the wisdom that is there. And to be able to support Patricio and the Eagle and Condor efforts and the prophecies there to bring together the nations. To be able to support Patrick McCollum and learn from him as a peace ambassador so that I can help be a better peacemaker in the world. And to learn from each and every one of you here with what you have to share within the presence that you have and the medicine that you have to offer, so that I can serve as a better being on this planet. And that we could all remember the piece that we have to play and the special gifts that we have to offer. Each of you is here for a reason. May you remember that reason. May you share that message with others so that we can be better together. And so I thank you for showing up. I thank you for your life and for your ancestors, and I thank you for what you're going to do as you move forward. Let's do it together. Let's unify, calling all unifiers. I love you, and I thank you. All my relations.
Thank you, Alfie. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful. And one person by itself, and the beauty is here, and Reina, will you please also share, balance it out and bring it together, as the beauty of a home, Good to see you.
Oh, it's so good to be seen and so great to be together. And, yes, exactly an honor. And like Mahe, my spouse, my partner spoke, and now I'm like, oh, my turn. So, many of you here know Alfie, and such an honor and privilege to meet you for the first time. Patrick, Patricio, others I've heard only amazing, wonderful things of the lights that you each are, and each one of us here. And as I shared from the beginning of the call, does not matter, in this moment, like we really are all one. Does not matter if this is the first time you're meeting our circle. You manifested this time together with us. Those that have been here and created the circle and manifested all of us together. So I just feel very full. Through these days, yes, everyone, like Gustavo was sharing, the eyes, it is one vibration. People can choose what to look at, what to feel, but always to remember that what is outside of us is also inside of us, and to never look away. And in this time, we, as lovely Patricia was sharing, the expanding the boundary. And many of us have the boundary expanded only to a certain, certain expansive space, and we still point a finger at another and say, look at what you're doing, look at who you are. But that's also us. We're all reflections of each other. And in this time, there is great change, but when has there not been great change? And so with my voice, these moments that I have to share from what's in my heart is to open our hearts even wider, to know that there are brothers and sisters that have not come across this path, to know that there's brothers and sisters that just may not have the tools, and to open our hearts so wide in that empathy and compassion, yet also be fierce warriors, to continue to walk our own path, to continue to learn the ways that are true in so many lands. And like Patrick was sharing, we're each exquisitely unique pieces, of a puzzle. There's not one person on this planet that's like you. There's not one person on this planet that's like me. Yet we have this amazing thread that we are connected to. And in this amazing thread
how I feel, you feel, how you feel, I feel. As I heal, you heal. As you heal, I heal. And in a day like this, in the spirit of togetherness, to take in my mind, I see many things when I speak. I can see images too, and I immediately saw like a little hammer and a little nail sometimes to our own hearts to really just, lovingly with that deep self-love, to know that when our heart is hardened, our poor bodies are only understanding that. They don't understand the why. They don't understand what's broken. This body, this vessel that we've been given on this dimension is such a conduit for the spectrum of what's possible. And I just spoke yesterday at a church to unify, especially on a day like this, to not let other vibrations to sway our minds, to sway our hearts, instead to, dig deeper inside and to ask ourselves what is true, what is real. There's always so many things to do in this life, but it's not about doing, it's about being. And being in that humbleness, being in that openness, being in that reverence, being in that appreciation that'll bring you to your knees, that'll bring tears to your eyes of how blessed we truly are, and that we are stewards of so much. And with this great power, there is this great responsibility. And we each need each other at such a level right now. I mean, it is so apparent that even though we're far apart, in our hearts, holding each other, praying for each other, going to those places within ourselves that the shadow lives still. There's always work, I believe, because even being in this physical body, there's something that we can illuminate even more. And there's just such a great, this is just such a great, amazing time. And it's ultimately our choice to choose what thoughts that we are going to allow to lead us, what heart is going to lead us to, in this place, surrender and open our hearts so wide that our hearts are the hearts of the universe, and to open our minds to the infinite possibilities. And although other external forces and their ignorance, be it whatever, I don't really want to talk too much about that. We all know the different forces that may be at play, that love always wins. Love always wins. It always wins. And as lovely Patricia was sharing, how can we come together? We've been together forever, and we will be together forever. So may our journey be bathed in that light of love and the wisdom of when we see a precious child, you see that they're already so free. My prayer for each of you is that you experience that freedom every single day, every single moment, and bring forth what is true within you and shine your light so that we can continue to grow together as a family. Adios.
Adios. Reina, wow, what a beautiful expression. And so we're putting all these prayers together, these words, this honoring of this unifying efforts of this time of remembering what will last through time is this, the peace efforts and the unification, the preservation, the conservation of, and the restoration of our world and of ourselves. And as we know, just to clean up a creek or the edge of the lake, it takes a lot of effort. And not just picking up all the trash, but looking at it, it's like, wow, what a beautiful lake. And it's, look at all this stuff floating, like what happened to the consciousness, And so it will take all of us into through the higher love, the higher consciousness, to say, no, we got to share something in a way that is nothing, will not create more conflict. So there's a way that, I have a dream, he said, that all people are created equal, and that all we're gonna, all the things that Martin Luther King was sharing, there's a lot of what our elders talk about, that, you know, the kind of dedication and strength and the fierceness to get through the iceberg of the fear and the you know the what you're confronting people with weapons and water cannons and all that, and we still go forward, you know, because we feel that that's sacred and that's our time to be able to share that. So I think we're coming close to the completion, but what we wanted to, Hedy, you want to share how we want to close it? I would like to, the last thing is, as we train in the mountains, you know, in the years, sometimes that we have a song, you know, a communication with spirit to open doors, you know, into the onto the other dimensions, the other places that I want to share that with us, so that we take all these prayers, all these words, all this wisdom, all this oneness that we are sharing with each other, and pierce with the ego, you know, pierce the illusions, and pierce anything that is blocking us to unify, so that, you know, we can get through and then gather up. You know, some of the people said rule number one is show up, be present, and we are here. You know, and the beauty of all of you having I know that if we keep going, we have another couple hours. Wow, all the wisdom that each and one of you is carrying, the ceremonies and the efforts and all that you have worked upon yourself and dedicated for yourself, and train yourself, educating yourself, restructuring how we think, and so that we can be at a place where we're celebrating that unification, you know. And so, Hedy, how do you want to feel? Do you want to, should I close it with a song and then have everybody say where they from, or say goodbyes, or how we like to do that?
We had just a small closing share from Alfie, just to know, you know, make everybody know how to stay connected and go forward from here. So whichever order feels rightful to you to close, and then have that share, and then you could close us out with that final.
Okay. Yeah.
You can guide us. Thank you.
Yeah. And so we're going to have Alfie share how we're going to keep some of us how to stay together, but in sharing, because once it goes, I'll start, you know. But I want to share that as young people, we come to the elders, you know, we're frustrated, we're angry, we don't know, we're just, nothing makes sense, you know. And finally, we get to an elders, you know, and then where I ended up was with a Yurak, what they call the last of the Indian doctors, born way before all this mess happened, you know. He was up in the high country of the Hupa Valley, the Yura, Karuk, Talawa, Wintu people, and Karuk. So, you know, go over there with Bobby Lake, you know, and then they took us up there, and we were dedicated our lives and our strength as warriors to protect the redwood forest. At that time in 1977, they wanted to log, you know, the sacred grounds of the Yurak, the training grounds for the doctors, the spiritual place for the Karuk and other people to dance, those high mountains where Sasquatch lives. And so we went there, and we did, and we did, you know, we stopped the logging and we did all that work. And then the fishing rights we got when they used to shoot us for fishing on the Klamath. And now the rights to fish all the way up and down to British Columbia was given, you know, allowed. The people don't bother the people with their traditional ways. So that's been how we started. And in those camps of AIM, you know, in the Akpa, in the place of redwoods and other places, the people gathering to fight, you know, to protect the redwoods and reclaim the rights of our people, that we were in there. So this song comes in from the training, started the training with Kevin Rue, and go to the mountains, go to Elk Valley, Dr. Rock, Chimney Rock, down the cliffs of Trinidad. Now they kind of Napeg, different name, they're reclaiming the land. a place where we built the sweatlights and the police and the park service come and destroy it. Then we go build another one. They come and drag us out. They call it a bunker and kind of hit us and stuff. Now it's a whole Indian village there. Someday go over there and watch the dances over there. The jump dance and the brush dance right there with they used to beat us up because we were sweating, we were praying for the land and the earth and our peoples, But that's what it takes sometimes, And some of you, whenever you come around, we're going to talk like that, and say, okay, what do we do? We're gathering people of the world right now, unifying the condor and the eagle, the nations to be healthy and strong, to transform ourselves into the people made out of honey with love and compassion and collaboration and cooperation and with strength. You go mess around with the wasp nest and the bee nest, you're going to get reminded that don't mess with that, They work together, they live together, they work together, then they spread that medicine. So, Alfie, will you please, share what you need to, and then as soon as he does, I'm gonna, call those spirits. We do sing that song so that opens all this path for us, and that those spiritual ways that from the redwoods all the way up to Clemens, where we live now, and other places, and support us in our unification efforts, because it has been really strong and beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Tata. Yeah, just thank you everyone for being here, for being a part of this gathering, for showing up and offering your presence and your time. As we move forward into this next year, we want to continue to share the ways in which you can participate and engage as part of Earth People United. We have a lot of efforts that are going underway to update our website, to launch a membership program and community that allows us to be more closely connected. We'll continue to offer these free unity gatherings and offer other ways in which we can collectively come together and practice unity. As we do these things, please share these things with your friends or your family. If you feel impacted and you feel that this is something that connects to you and resonates with you, please extend the invitation. Let's learn from each other, let's grow together, and let's walk together. And so please keep an eye out and an ear out for our future communications. And so we'll keep you along with us along the journey as we continue to build our sacred sanctuaries in these different locations. And in Deer Mountain, we'll be working on the School of Earth Wisdom so we can share the teachings and the lessons to cultivate our earth intelligence. And so there's efforts to be able to support from a fundraising standpoint, or to potentially volunteer for an event or a service that you have that can be exchanged as a part of the support of the growth of the organization. So thank you in advance for any efforts or communications that you put out to support us. Obviously, like our pages on social media, all the good stuff to be able to promote that stuff and market what it is that we're doing. So thank you for your engagement. And I'll pass it back over to Tata to close us out with the song, and then afterwards we can come off of mute and just say thank you and have your words express that gratitude as we continue on our path for this day. Thank you.
Thank you, Alfie. Thank you, Hedy. Thank you, everybody. So at this moment, maybe we'll focus. We know how to focus, meditate, and push the energy to create like a beautiful circle of surrounding our whole world, all the relations, that each one of us holograph into that space, looking at the earth from far. And then the song is to open it up, and put your prayers, your energy. Together we can holograph what we want our world to look like, what we want our peace to be, how we do this. So we that's what we do. We do lots of prayers and ceremonies to put that, So Michelle, you want to help me with this song? No, it would be beautiful, because she kind of always kept it just me in the very close ceremony, and then she opened it up to the world. So thank you, Michelle. That's our daughter, 10 years old now. So Matosha we ni malech achav. Matoshisha we lo koluch rukush kach rukush ulev. Rukush kach rukush ya. Rukush kastemal. Rukush kokotzijal. Rukush kastemal. Matoshisha we ni malech katit kamama. Matoshisha we ni malech sakarik rikich nawal achao lachujach. Hana wa hey hey yo ho na hey hey yo ayana hey ana wa hey hey yo ho na hey ya ne hey yo ayana hey ana na wa hey ya hey yo ho na hey ya ne hey yo ayana hey ana wa hey yo ana hey yo ayana hey ana hey yo ana hey yo ayana hey Matosha way.
Oh, thank you, Tata. Thank you, Pontiosha Way. As we close out and we move on with our day, feel free to open your mic and you can say bye on your way out and get to hear your voice. And thank you again for being here.
Thank you so much.
I'll see you at the next one. We'll have a good time then.
Bye-bye. Thank you very much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Bye, everyone.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Goodbye,
Thank you.
everyone. Many blessings.
Many blessings. Thank you. Bye.
Nyawa. Nyawa. So good to see you, Harry.
Good to see you. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, everyone.
Love you
Thanks,
all.
Todd, Eric, and Hetty.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'll go, everybody.
Shine on.
To be continued. Yeah.
You make me better.
Shia Nagada. Thank you, everyone.
Oh.
Have a beautiful rest of your day.
Oh, I didn't know if you heard me. Teguna Walade, everybody. Thank you for inviting me. My name is Joey David. I'm from the Gayankahaga Mohawk Nation on the East Coast. I'm happy laughing you invited me to join the group. So nice seeing you, Eric. One day we have to meet up physically and
Yes.
spiritually. Thank you.
Thank you, then. Oh, many blessings to you. Oh,
I have many stories and prophecies to tell you.
yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Be well, everyone.
Oh,
Till next time.
Safe travels, Alfie.
yeah. Travel safe.
Bye. Mwah.
Victoria, where are you?
Vicky, Vicky. All right, I'm gonna
Vicky,
end.
okay.